Welcome back to episode 2 of Sailing to Victory.
In this episode, we will talk about how our winter sports teams are doing before the playoffs and county tournaments.
We have a great interview with Southampton's own Richard Juni Wingfield. He's been coaching at Southampton for decades and has a lot to say about it.
But before we get started, let's answer the trivia question from last episode. Who was the turf at Southampton named after?
The answer is Richard H. Smith.
We'll have another question for you at the end of the podcast.
Come sail with us! Here's our January update for boys basketball. Our current record is 13-1 and we're 6-0 in league. Our key wins are St. Dominic's and Friends Academy. We have Alex Franklin 9th in Section 11, averaging 21 points a game. According to New York sports writers, we're ranked 5th in the state. We have a future big game on Monday, January 27th against Bayport Blue Point.
For our girls basketball, we have a record of 2-7 in the league and 2-10 non-league. In our key wins, we beat Pearson 46-33. And for our spotlight performances, Dalen Palmore is the leading scorer on the team, but has faced some injury troubles during this season. And now for the boys wrestling, we recently had a dual meet win against Center Moriches, beating them 53-23. In a standout performance, Hudson Fox, Liam Squires, and David Lewin all won the Harris tournament in January. According to the Long Island Wrestling Association, Jackson Garcia is ranked 2nd in the 285 weight class. Hudson Fox, Bathan, is ranked 1st in the 170 weight class. And Liam Squires is ranked 4th in the 152 weight class.
For boys winter track, we have Jackson Garcia, who placed 2nd in shot put lead, and we have Christian Dugal, who won league title in a mile.
And for girls winter track, Emma Sir placed 3rd overall in the 1,000 meter run. Cameron Kiefer placed 4th overall in the triple jump. Santi Lazarakis placed 6th overall in the 1,500 meter race walk. Lily Telby, Sarah Calderell, Cameron Kiefer, and Julia Vale placed 3rd overall in the 4x4. Katie Terry, Zoe Solf, Reese Waitosha, and Emma Sir were the league champs for the 4x2. Future meets is February 11th, which is the state qualifiers. Richard Juni Wingfield has coached the Southampton varsity girls basketball program for decades, leading the Mariners to multiple league, county, and Long Island titles, as well as state Final Four appearances. He's a Southampton alum and also has coached both boys and girls tennis over the years. He has been an institution at Southampton for years. Thanks for joining us, Juni.
Thank you, Maggie. Tell you, it's an absolutely pleasure.
Here are some questions we have for you. How long have you been coaching at Southampton and what have you coached?
Maggie, I've been coaching at Southampton for 34 years. I've been coaching girls tennis, boys tennis, and girls basketball, which also means I've been coaching year-round for 34 years.
What sports did you play in high school and where was your high school?
In high school, I played basketball, football, baseball, and with a little asterisk, in my senior year, I also ran track because I broke my hand playing baseball, and the track coach said you can still run.
What is your most memorable moment in sports as a Mariner?
As a Mariner, my most memorable time was when we won what we call the Triple Crown. We won the county baseball championship against West Hampton. We won the county basketball championship against Bridgehampton. And we won the Suffolk Power Football Championship against East Hampton.
Who has been your biggest rival in coaching?
Interesting, big question. I think my biggest rival and the most current rival has been Seminole Riches. Seminole Riches only because I thought their coach was extremely aggressive at times, and he didn't necessarily always display the kind of sportsmanship that I thought was important for his kids and my kids. So that became a rival.
Who was your inspiration on and off the field?
Another important question. For me, the inspiration was my mother. My mom taught me a number of things, and she was always there on and off the field for me with everything. She taught me about sportsmanship. She taught me about the idea of being kind, and she always taught me about preparation.
Do you have any pregame rituals?
Well, I have a few. Um, I eat Twizzlers, okay? I chew gum. But when I was an athlete, the thing that was always my ritual, I always make sure I would put my uniform out or try it on the night before whatever game was going to be played.
What is your go-to meal before or after games?
You know, I don't really know that I have a go-to meal, especially after game, but I do have a staple. And that staple for me has to be mashed potatoes. I eat mashed potatoes with everything. My wife looked at me. I went out to get some Italian food, and I got these beautiful, beautiful meatballs. And when she saw me eating the meatballs, I was eating not with spaghetti, but with mashed potatoes. Yes.
If you could have a dinner party with 3 people, dead or living, who would that be with?
Yes. The first person would be Helen Keller. Always have just loved everything she's stood for. Came into the world at 19 months old, and she became deaf and blind. She became a leading advocate for all people with disabilities, and I've just always loved everything about her. She has passed. Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King was killed at the time that I was coming out of high school, and it also reminded me at that time I was on my way to Vietnam. I lost King, we lost Kennedy, we lost Malcolm. So I would love to have had dinner with Martin Luther King. And the third person is someone who started around your age, Greta Thunberg. She was the sweetest environmentalist. And she was just such an incredible, amazing young lady for me who decided to challenge world leaders about the human causes of environment, those world leaders who were stealing your dreams.
Thank you so much for joining us. Is there anything else you would like to include?
Yes, Maggie, what I want to say is that I could never be more proud of you for being able to have me as your guest. And I would like you just to know that if you could just give me that little fist out, and you'll know what we've said for so keep it there. We've always said what? Good, better, bad. Say it with me.
Good, better, best.
Never let it rest
Never let it rest.
until your good becomes better
Until your good becomes better.
and your better becomes best.
And your better becomes best.
2 claps.
Bam.
Bam.
What a great interview from Juni and Maggie.
On the podcast, we'll be covering the end of the winter season and the start of spring sports.
Here's this episode's trivia question. How many Southampton football coaches have won 100 games?
Make sure to like and subscribe to find out the answer.
And follow us on Instagram at Southampton Athletics 11968.
Come sail with us!